Last week we spoke about channeling. This week we're going to look at the role of spirit guides. So we spoke last week about how not all higher beings have our highest and best interests at heart. Not all of them want us to ascend. And it is with this in mind that we take a look at the role of spirit guides. So our personal spirit guides, which we all have, are here to help us be the best possible version of ourselves. They constantly try to guide us to bring us back on track when we go too far off. We all have our own unique gifts and skill sets which we step forth with, but often these natural gifts and talents get buried and lost beneath our conditioning. We all step forth with a mission, i.e. the dreams that we have for ourselves, that once again get lost and pushed aside in submission to our conditioning. This is the journey that we agree to go on when we step into each life. We know before we're born that the planet has been hijacked and that we will have to go through the deep conditionings that are forced upon us as part of our indoctrination into human society. However, our spirit guides also know this. They are aware of the hijacking and the conditioning, and they are aware of the dreams and the gifts that we step forth with. It is their role, in their unconditioned non-human form, to try to keep bringing us back on track, out of our conditioning, back home to ourselves, to who we came here to be, whilst respecting and honouring our free will. Not an easy role to play, I should imagine. And when people start to awaken to the fact that there is something more, something higher, something greater, they start to surrender to that which they deem to be higher than themselves, i.e. spirit and their spirit guides. But as we start to go through this ascension process, through our own evolutionary process, it is important to recognise that we are something higher, we are something more, but we've simply been conditioned to be less than we can be. And through this journey into surrendering to spirit, we start to recognise that we are spirit, we are the divine, we are the magic of all that is and all that can be. And it is here that we can start to step back into our power instead of giving it away to that which we deem to be higher than ourselves. And this is the true role of our spirit guides, to help us to re-empower ourselves. The more we connect with our guides, the more we go on this journey together as a team, the more that we will recognise that the guidance that they give us is just that. Guidance to help us to recognise the true power of who we are and who we came here to be. A true spirit guide who has your best interests at heart will teach you to trust yourself over them. Yes, to begin with, we will need their guidance to bring us out of the deep conditioning and treachery that we have been exposed to. But the more that we go on this process of evolution, the more they will help us to master our own divine knowledge and wisdom, so that we can stand in our own divine power as equals to them. This is how we know that we are truly connected to our spirit guide. They will empower us rather than themselves. They will teach us that we already have the knowledge and wisdom, rather than trying to impart their own knowledge and wisdom upon us. They will teach us to connect to what we already know deep down inside. They will teach us to connect to the magic that is already ours to access, because this is the truth of us. We are the something higher, and it is our own divine knowledge and wisdom that we should be surrendering to. A spirit guide is a gift to man. I promise you it's not a sham. Here to guide and light the way, to help your soul to have its say. But deep hijacking has taken place. Others show their twisted face, pretending that they lead the way, when in fact they just betray. Your spirit guide tries to show a way that helps for you to grow. Their one true job is to empower grace in all the obstacles that you do face. They're here to help you grow and shine and be in line with the divine. But there are those that try to take your power, so you wilt, like a flower. This is the attack of the false lights, turning beauty into night. It's time to take your power back so that you are not attacked. It's time to trust in yourself and reconnect to your spiritual wealth. It's time to know you are the source and mastermind your own course. It's time to take the power back, trust yourself, and you won't lack. So I hope you enjoyed this week's message. Please join me next week as we take a deeper look at channeling. And as always, thank you for listening.